The city of New Haven now accepting bids for a new trash collector, and 15 Finds Out went through the bidding documents. We discovered some new requirements specifically aimed to prevent a Red River repeat. I went over those changes with the city attorney today. The 56-page bidding document outlines the requirements a company has to meet to become Fort Wayne's next trash collector. Most of it is pretty similar to the current contract, but a few things
there were a couple of changes
are new. Now the city is requiring companies to have experience with a similar sized or bigger city that also has similar complexities, like alleys. The companies also have to have experience collecting in Indiana or an adjacent state.
Things like snow and ice are pretty important when you're picking up waste. If you're only a warm climate waste hauler, you might not understand that.
And have operations in Indiana or an adjacent state.
And if someone's in Iowa, it's probably not practical. They're going to run equipment over this way. And again, with some of the challenges with Red River, we have come to appreciate the value of having nearby capacity.
The goal is to have a new hauler start on July 1st. That's about 4.5 months to prepare instead of the standard 8 to 9 months. So another change, allowing the contractor to use any trucks it can get.
Where we might normally have required all new equipment, we've eased that restriction somewhat to be able to give bidders the opportunity to assemble equipment in different ways. But we don't want to limit the ability to have the right provider under the right terms serve our market because we prescribed something that was too restrictive.
Perhaps a big lesson learned from Red River is the added language that would allow the city to take temporary possession of the trash trucks in the event of a default on the contract.
It's a technique that's become vogue in the industry in the last 10 or so years, and it results from circumstances like this. You know, you don't serve a market the size of Fort Wayne unless you have the equipment, and the equipment is not readily available. You don't run down to your local dealer and pick up 35 side load trucks. So that is a new element to the contract.
Fort Wayne's market is a large one with more than 80,000 homes, but City Attorney Tim Hafner says it's still better to have one trash hauler and not break the city up between several.
From our consultant and our own experience, that a one provider will give the city the greatest financial benefit, and if it's the right provider, we won't have this problem again.
Bids are due to the city March 2nd. Also today, a bill in the State House that would change how cities select a hauler is moving to the full Senate. More on that is new tonight on Nightcast.